Huh? 開始咗啦 Oh, sorry. Hello, hello. English channel. Form 4 student. Welcome. Again, on Tuesday, we have English for Form 4. So, are you okay? One of my reminder for you this week is the very first thing is not to finish your homework, but please stay home. Don't go out. Don't go gathering outside. This is very important time for us all, right, at this time. And so try to stay home and do some reading and try to finish your English homework, right? So here we come to our next part. For today, I'm going to work with you on something about vocabulary and grammar. Vocabulary and grammar. And what we're doing, the topics is here, parts of speech. Oh my goodness, what is this? Many of you don't know. Many of you don't know. So we have a look at some example and then we can have some ideas. Parts of speech. Actually, so in English we have 8 parts of speech. And here is an example for you. So this is a speech, right? And, sorry, very sensitive again. Sorry. So this is a speech. All right, speech. And tennis is my favorite sport. So in this speech, we have different parts. And here we have something like this. So, an example is tennis and also sports. So what are they? They are the nouns in a speech. The noun in a speech. So the noun here, so this is one part. And another one is, shall we have a look at this? Is. What is it? It is a verb. Many of you know that. It's a verb. So this is another part. And also my favorite, it is used to tell you something more about the sports that you're talking about. It is an ADJ, adjective. So we have adjective here. So do you see that in English we can cut the speech or cut the sentence into different parts. And we have 8 parts altogether. So this is what we're going to talk about in this week. And why are we talking about in this week? Why are we talking about this in this week? Because in Unit 3, in our vocabulary worksheet, every time we have a new vocabulary worksheet for you in a new unit. So in Unit 3, in the worksheet, we have a part that is like this. I'm sure you have seen this before, right? So this is a table for you to put in all the different parts of words here. So noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. So in this lesson, I'm going to tell you something more about these 4 things so that you have a better idea of what they are, and it will help you to finish this table much easier, right? So shall we go? So what we are doing today, only 4 parts. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. I guess most of you are very familiar with the one on top. So but still, I'll go through that with you very briefly. So we will go to noun first. Nouns. Remember nouns? We have a short form for it, just an N. Remember this one? It is very useful. And then, what are nouns? Many of you can tell me, right? They are used to talk about things like this pizza, people, and also places. So very quickly, nouns are used for telling things. It's a name also. You can say that it's a name for what kind of thing is it? It's a pizza. And so like flowers, pizza, or esports, these kind of things, right? They are nouns. And people, also a noun. Like children is a noun. Man, women, they are all nouns. And places also a sort of noun. School is a noun. Stadium is a noun. And park is also a noun. No problem with this? Right. So I'll go to the next one with you. Thank you. I've got some very good helper. Thank you. And verbs. Look at this. The short form is V. And what are verbs? What do we use these words for? Verbs are words that show actions. What we do. For example, swim, walk, eat, speak. All these are actions. So walk is a kind of action. And speak, ha ha ha. And also swim, also a kind of action. And eat is also an action. So these are the types of verbs that we are very familiar with. I'm sure you don't have any problem with this, right? And so shall we go to the next one? What's the next one? Do you remember? Tell me. The short form is ADJ. What's the next one? ADJ, adjectives. So what are adjectives? Actually, adjectives has a very close relation with nouns. So adjectives describe the nouns. Describe, it tells you more about the nouns. This is adjective. So adjectives describe the nouns. It tells you more about the nouns. So when we talk about this, we need to focus and go back to nouns first. So this is a girl. A girl is a noun, right? Girl is a noun. And so, and also a t-shirt. A t-shirt, a noun. And what's this? It's a big breakfast. It's a breakfast, which I like very much. So this is also, breakfast is also a noun. And what about if we want to talk more, tell more about all these nouns? A girl is a noun. I want to tell you more about this girl. She is a happy girl. So happy is an adjective. An adjective that tells you more about the girl. So it describes the noun girl. So this is adjective, ADJ. And then, sorry. This. Wow, it's great fun playing with this, but a waste of time. And a shirt is a noun. And I want to tell you more about the shirt. Shirt. I would say it's a purple shirt. A purple shirt. Purple is the color of the shirt. So purple is an ADJ, an adjective. No problem with this? Am I right? And next one, the breakfast. We go to the breakfast. A breakfast in itself is a noun. And I want to tell you more about the breakfast. I would say this is a wonderful, wonderful breakfast because it's so big and it has got so many things in it. So it's a wonderful breakfast. Wonderful is an ADJ, adjective. okay with adjective now? No problem, right? No problem. If there is no problem with all the nouns, verbs, and adjectives, I will go to adverb. Adverb. So, actually, this is the focus of my lesson because I know that many of you do not have any idea about adverbs. So I will tell you more about this in this lesson. So adverbs, the short form ADV. ADV. What is adverb? To put it very simple, adverbs is equal to adjectives. What? The S should go there. I don't understand why it goes here when the screen gets smaller, right? S are here. So adjectives and adverbs, they are equal in some way. In what way? Actually, I would say they are both very good helpers. They're both very good helpers. They help us, right, in some ways, right, in a sentence. And how do they help? Now, take a look at these. Adjectives describe the nouns. I've just told you, right? Adjective describe the nouns. And adverbs does the same job, but a little bit differently. Adverb describes verbs and adjectives and also adverbs. So adverbs describe three things: verbs, adverbs, and adjectives. Oh, what are they? So look at these, one by one. An example for you. Adverbs describe the verbs. Adverb describe the verbs. Look at this picture. It's a lady who is smiling. And look at this. This is a sentence, a very short sentence. She smiles. She smiles, all right? And when we want to tell how an adverb describes the verbs, so focus on the verb in a sentence first. The verb here is she smiles. Smiles is the verb here. And we want to tell more about the verb. How can we do it? Simple way. She smiles cheerfully. She smiles cheerfully. Look at her, very cheerful. Very not a smile is just not a smile like but it's a very big one. Cheerfully, very happily. And cheerfully is an adverb. So this adverb tells you more about the verb. And one thing to remind you here, usually in an adverb we have ly at the end of the word. And then another example, right, we'll tell you more. So these Thai people, what are they doing? They are eating. They are eating. So they are eating. So eating is a verb. And we want to tell more about the verb. How do you describe it? You use adverbs. So you can say, they are eating happily. They are eating happily. So very happy. They are very happy. So they are eating very happily. Happily is an adverb. Is an adverb. And it tells you more about the verb. So are you okay with this part? And then go to another one. Adverbs describe the adjectives. Adverbs also describe the adjectives. So find me the adjective first. You see this? Oh. Now, I tell you, this picture is a room. Oh, it's a little bit bright here, the screen, but I tell you it's a room, and did you see all these tools here? They used it to clean the room, and now the room is very, very clean. It's so clean that you almost, right, cannot see it. So it's a very clean place. The house is very clean now. And we say the house is clean. So find me the adjective. The adj is here. So clean is an adjective. And we want to tell more, describe more about the cleanliness. this ADJ. So how can we do it? Using adverbs. The house is extremely clean. Extremely. Extremely, we know this word, right? Form 4 student. Extremely means very, 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 very. So the house is extremely clean. Extremely is an adverb. And next example, this lady. Oh, I like this lady because why? She cooks a lot of good things. Like she cooks delicious dishes. She cooks delicious dishes. And delicious is an ADJ. So ADJ. And you want to tell more about how delicious the food is. So we say she cooks very delicious dishes. Very delicious dishes. Very is an ADV. So far, so good. Go to the next point. Something very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Why so interesting? Because adverbs also describe the adverbs. What is it all about? Adverbs describe the other adverbs in English. Okay, some example to show you this. This man is running and he runs quickly. I made a mistake. Can you tell me the mistake here? Quickly is an adverb, not just a verb. All right, I made a mistake. It's an ADV. ADV. He runs quickly, so ADV. And I want to tell you more about how quick he is. And I would say he runs very quickly. Now, here is also ADV. So, two ADV together. So remember that I made a mistake when I prepared this. So, ADV. And one more example. This is a restaurant. And now, this time is correct, ADV. The restaurant is fully booked. The restaurant is very full. And this fully in itself is an ADV. And I want to stress more about how full it is. What I would say is, the restaurant is always fully booked. The restaurant is always fully booked. So, fully an ADV and always another ADV is not just fully booked today, but every day. So, always. So, here we have two ADV. So this is very interesting why we have two ADV together in English, in a sentence. So, can you still take in some more new content? I'm a very kind teacher. Not now. At this time, I'm going to refresh with you what we had just together before. I understand why. I understand why. So this is adverb. Maybe because the screen is the screen I remember so the noun, the verb, the adjective, and the adverb. So what are the relations? Now, remember that ADJ, adjective, describe the noun. Now we are going to get the whole picture. And adverbs, ADV, adverbs, tells you more, describe the verb. And also, it tells you more about adjective, the adjective. And also, it tells you more about another adverb. Are you okay with this whole picture? So this is what the four kinds of vocabulary are. And so, go to this. Now why I want to come here is because in our exercise, we have one thing like this. And actually, for some words, they have different forms. You can turn them into different forms. It's another very interesting things in English. And one example is beauty. Beauty is a noun, and you can turn it into a verb by saying that, by putting the T-I-F-Y right at the end. So beautify is a verb, and beautiful, you all know beautiful is an adjective, and beautifully is an adverb. So beauty is a word that has got 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 forms. So I'll show you some examples. So in Unit 3, we are going into something about sports, and this is one of the sports. This is springboard diving. What kind of sports? Springboard diving. And we can use beauty, right? The word beauty, to form a sentence like this. The beauty of the jump makes us feel surprised. This is a noun. Here, beauty is a noun. And also, we can say the divers beautify the jump by making 2 turns. So it's not just a jump, but jump and turn and turn and turn, and then into the water. So the divers, if they want to get better result, they will beautify their form. Right? So beautify, now here is a verb. And also, we have another form here that is beautiful. So the divers make a beautiful jump. The divers make a beautiful jump. Beautiful here is an adjective. So beautiful. And also, we have beautifully, the adverb. So another example is, the divers jump off the board beautifully, beautifully. And beautifully is an adjective. It is used to describe, right, how they jump off the board. So are you okay with all this? So beautifully describe, jump off, describe the verb. Describe the verb. So are you okay with all this? So actually we can make, we can turn a word into different forms, and it is very interesting. And this is what we want you to know. So, if you are okay with this, please finish the worksheet. I have already put it onto the Google Classroom, and then you can take a look at it and finish the whole worksheet. We have some more parts in it, like the vocabulary and Unit 3 about sports, and then we have this part D about the parts of speech and some other things in it. So please try to finish it within today. So this is our work for today. Thank you and goodbye. And we have Mr. Lin and Mr. Austin coming next. So,
hello everyone. We just have to take a second to get the computer set up. Yes, as you can see, I'm wearing my Toronto Blue Jays baseball jersey. You can see it there. I love the Blue Jays. All right, so, oh, you've got it up here.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot. Yes.
Hi everyone, good afternoon everyone. And today, here is our outline, and only 2 parts. Okay, the first part is speaking part. And Mr. Austin will go through some exercise with you about how to do the speaking exercise.
Yeah, many of you have been doing the homework. That's great. Although I noticed that the last week or two, less students are submitting the homework assignments. Please try to do it within the week, because I don't want to have 20 or 30 or 50 of these come at me later, because then I won't have time to mark it as much, right? Like I won't be able to give you good feedback. I try to really listen to your recordings and then give you some feedback and maybe some advice. But if you send it to me all at the end, I won't have time to do that.
So bear in mind, submit your homework on time.
On time.
Yeah.
At least within a week is okay. If you're a little behind, that's okay, but all right.
And then the second part for today's lesson is we are going to talk about a task that it is about unconventional races. And so, let's go to the first part.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the speaking that I've been giving you for homework, I just want to walk through. Some of you may not know what to do because maybe you didn't read the instructions too closely. So if we click on that first one, we go into ESL. This will be the topic that I'll give you later today, so I will post it today. I'll try to post it every Monday or Tuesday, okay? So this is an example. So you got this page up. What I want you to do is make sure you listen to the conversation, right? Because some of you don't know how to pronounce some of the words. Although I find it funny, some of you pronounce big words, no problem. But you have trouble saying the simple words like they or bean, right? So, but you can say words like chihuahua and information, like bigger words you say very well, but the small words we have to really practice. So up here, you've got this recording. Push that.
George Hernandez had two best friends.
Then stop, right? George Hernandez had two best friends. Don't try to listen to the whole thing, just listen to it. It's not good because you will forget what happened in the middle, especially if you have the bigger reading passage. So just stop and then say, okay, George Hernandez had two best friends. Then play the next one.
They had been friends since elementary school.
And then stop. They had been friends since elementary school. Okay, I don't want to go through the whole thing, but what you can do is just stop, do it one sentence at a time. Don't try to just listen to the whole thing, because it's very boring. And I know some of you have very strong English. That's okay. If your English is really good, but you're having trouble with maybe a name like Hernandez, because the name is unusual. You don't see this in English very much. So even if your English is good, you might not know how to say certain words. Maybe like this one here, capsule. So maybe you'll skip ahead on the recording to get to that word. All right? Okay, I'm not going to go too fast through it because we always have next week if we can't finish this week, right? And then I also like to give you YouTube videos that I find on the internet if I see that you're having trouble pronouncing certain letters like K or whatever have you. So I highly recommend if you know yourself, you know that, oh, my English isn't too good. So I'm going to give you some websites, although there's always an advertisement, we can't win. In some cases we get 2 advertisements, just when you don't want 2 advertisements. Alright, so I've posted this. This is level 3 of the simple words.
The
okay?
buildings are very high. The buildings are very high.
Keep going.
Okay.
One more little bit, and we'll show you what it's about here after this next part.
High. The buildings are very high.
Okay. You can stop it there.
Yeah.
All right. So what it does is they give you the word they want you to know how to say, like this, in this case, every. And then you let it go to the next screen, and then what it'll do, oh,
Sorry. You want to
keep playing, just
keep playing
one more example.
Okay.
Buildings are very high.
They show you a picture as well, so if you don't know what the word high means, you've got a picture. Every.
I water my plants every day.
This is the word they want you to know.
I water my plants every day.
Now, you don't know what every means? Every day.
I water my plants every day.
And they show a picture of watering your plants. Okay, now you can stop it there. Now they have. Can you go to the screen where it shows the whole YouTube page?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you scroll down under this one, because this is only level 3, if you scroll down, I'll scroll down. If you scroll down to, I'm assuming it's this one because I don't read. You scroll down and it should say something like see. It should say something like see more. Okay. So you scroll down to see more, and then you'll have up to level 6. Okay. This is designed for Korean students, but it doesn't matter. It works for everybody, including Canadian kids. My students in Canada would do this exact same thing. Okay. And then they have other sites. I don't know if those are good. I haven't checked. But anyway, they've got level 1 to level 6. So if you're having trouble with the simple words like pronouncing say, said, his, her, this start at level 1. Okay? And you don't have to do the whole video. The videos are, how long is this video? Does it say how long this video is? 36 minutes. You don't want to sit and do 36 minutes. Too long is too boring. Do 5 minutes. Just do the first 5 minutes. Then the next day go back and start from 5:01 to 10. Right? If you do just a little bit and say the words, right? Read the sentence. I water my plants every day. And if you have a friend, he can, or he or she could help you. Oh, you're not saying water properly. You have to say water. Okay? This is how you learn. You will learn much better if you just do this. Okay.
But Mr. Alton, is this too easy for me then? Is there any challenging?
If this is too easy for you, well, I mean, okay, so if your English is really strong, well, the first assignment that we did back here, time capsule, ESFS, well, those have difficulty levels as well. And on the worksheet I give you, I'm providing you with a link to a more difficult task, okay? So the normal task that I give students in Form 4 is level 3 on ESFS, but the more difficult passage is level 5, so it skips a whole level, goes to a much more difficult level. So students who are strong in English, of course, you don't need to do these simple things. Unless you want to teach your mother or father some English, then it's fun. Or if you have a little baby sister, those sites are good to teach your sister or brother at home. But if your English is really good, of course, just do this. Don't spend your time on
the more challenging one.
Yeah, do the more challenging one, of course. Okay? Yeah.
All right now. So, and this is the first part. And if you still got some question, you may type in your or leave some comments.
On the stream, yeah. Send me a comment. I sent you guys a comment. I give you a television show I think you might like. Recently, the show Friends. It's very popular in South Korea, and they love it for learning English. You can download it. I don't know how you download it or somehow get your hands on it, but there's English subtitles, and there's probably Cantonese subtitles. Don't use the Cantonese subtitles. Use the English subtitles, okay? It's kind of a funny show. All right?
Okay, now, so let's move on to the second part today. And this is a test that is on page 83, and talking about the unconventional races. And you can see from your textbook as well, and I just captured the test. And now, there are some, you may find some difficult words, and we will do this, try to explain this difficult word to you first.
Okay.
And the first one, unconventional.
Unconventional. So anytime you see a word like unconventional, unconventional, even I can't say it, cover up the first you have to know what conventional means, okay? So what does conventional mean?
Okay, and actually this word comes from the title of this test, from the title. Can you see that? Sorry, we need to refocus.
It's at the top of the page. That's the main thing.
It's okay.
Unconventional. The word conventional means something that we do all the time. The regular way we do something. Unconventional. Unconventional. I'm the English teacher. Yeah, I can't say the word. Unconventional. 5 syllables. Mr. Austin. Oh, what's wrong? Unconventional.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, unconventional. Almost did it again. It means not the regular way we do something. So when you see the word un, it means not, usually, okay? The opposite of the word. So not the way we do something, all right?
Yes, and can you tell me what part of speech is it?
Unconventional, no I can't. What part of speech is it?
Is it a noun, an adjective, an adverb?
Don't trick me, I'm tired today.
Okay.
I can't even say the word.
I think this is an adjective. Okay, you may go home and check it. Okay?
It is definitely adjective.
And rage.
Rage. That could be a verb. Rage. Now I don't have the.
Oh, sorry.
Now it's very important because I was reading the page today, and it's important to know where the word is in context, because of course English words have more than one meaning. So rage usually means great anger, right? So that's the #1 usage of the word rage, is I'm really mad at you, like the Incredible Hulk, he goes into a rage and turns into the Hulk, okay? That's the number one use. But here on your workbook, that's not what they want.
Yeah.
It says unconventional races are all the rage. So in this, yes, here it is, are all the rage. So in this passage, rage means popular.
Popular.
Very popular, okay? So it's, yeah,
Popular.
extremely
People,
popular.
Okay, people like to do
They
something.
really want to do
Okay.
something. It's the most popular thing. You remember that song from Korea a few years ago? You remember it was the #1 song from PSY,
Oh, I
Gangnam
see.
Style.
Yeah, I know.
That song was all the rage all
Okay,
around the
all
world.
the rage.
All the rage, okay? So,
Okay, and then next word, and again, this, I think this should be the noun, the part of speech. All the rage.
unconventional races are all the rage.
The rage. Yeah, should be noun.
Okay.
And craze.
Craze, this is in line 1.
Yeah. Line 1. Craze.
It's very similar to rage, okay, in this context. Unconventional races have become a craze in Hong Kong. It's very similar to all the rage. It means very popular. This is what everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to join up in unconventional races.
Is it similar to the word crazy?
It is in a way. Crazy means you're crazy.
Yeah.
Craze means more of a group of people are crazy about doing something. But
Mhm.
you're not like crazy nuts. You're just really excited about something. Okay?
Or we say mania? M-A-N-I-A.
M-A-N.
N-I-A.
Mania. Yeah, it could be a mania, but that's a little different than craze.
Okay, I
Mania
see.
is like people are crazy. This is just everybody's really excited to do something. I
Okay.
wouldn't say they're crazy people because they like to do it. So,
And next one, appeal.
appeal. So appeal. Now I remember in this context, I
It is
think it was different.
92.
Their
Okay.
appeal is increasing. Okay, so the appeal just means something that you really like. Okay, their appeal is increasing because they make racing more fun and interesting.
Or something that you are interested in?
Yeah, something that people all like to do. Their appeal. They have appeal. You are attracted to this in
Mhm.
some way.
Mhm.
So, some people have an appeal towards motorcycles. They really
Yes.
like they don't like to drive cars. They like motorcycles. And if it becomes more popular, and more people like motorcycles, then it would be an appeal, an increasing appeal to have more fun. Okay?
Okay, and next one, I remember this one.
Sedan.
Yes. Sedan. What's that? What does it mean? Sedan.
Normally, a sedan is a kind of car.
The kind of car.
It's a kind of car. A four-door family
Yeah.
sedan is the car. All right? Whereas a sports car is usually 2 doors and only has 2 seats. It's a sports car. So the sedan chair,
Four doors?
usually 4 doors. You have 4 doors and 4 people, sits 4 or
Okay.
5 people. It's for a family. Okay? It's not like an SUV. I know some of you like BMW. So many of the BMWs are sedans.
Okay.
Okay, so a sedan chair race, when I first read this, the sedan chair race, I'm looking at that word as somebody is sitting on something. Can we see this picture a little bit better? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so people are holding them up, you sit in the chair, and people are carrying you around. It's an unusual name, actually, for this.
Okay.
All right.
And then another difficult word. This one.
Yes, I mentioned this to Mr. Lin earlier today.
Yes.
This word is funny because you look at it and you think, oh, how do I say this word?
T-E-D.
D-E-B-U-T-E-D. Now, if you listen to me, I always say try to sound out the words. De, but, ed. De butted. De butted. And guess what? In this case, you'll be totally wrong if you try to say it like that. This is one of those English words I hate because you cannot sound it out. 95% of words, you can sound out. This is one of those you cannot. This, you don't say the ED. This you say debuted.
Debut.
Debuted. There's no T. You don't really hear that. Debuted. It sounds like D-E-B-U-E-D. Debuted. So in fact it would be D-E, debuted, and that's it. Okay, so you don't say the T here, it's just debuted in 1975. Debuted. If you can't hear me on this video, you can look this word up. It's a good word. What does debuted mean? It means it's the first time something has been showed. So when the Samsung 11 phone comes out or the Apple 11 phone comes out, they usually have a presentation and it's called a debut. So even if you take the ED away, D-E-B-U-T, debut, present tense, I am going to debut the new Apple phone. You still don't say the T, no T.
Okay.
All right? I love this word actually.
Debut.
These are my favorite words because they're weird. Okay, that's why.
And then another word, this one, fittingly.
Fittingly, fittingly. Okay, so you get a word like fittingly. You have to read the sentence if you've never seen this word before. Fittingly, the event usually takes place around Halloween. To understand what this word means, you do have to read the previous sentence, okay? So the previous sentence says the course is around 2 kilometers long and it brings lots of laughs as teams often dress up in costumes, you know what costumes means, and run the race as firefighters, mad scientists, cats, cartoon characters, or witches. So then the next sentence, fittingly, the event usually takes place around Halloween. Because if you dress up, when do we dress up in costumes and be silly? Usually that's Halloween. Now the word fittingly, well, try to see the first 3 or 4 letters of words, and then you'll know what probably fittingly means. It says fit. Fit. Now fit means your clothes fit you, right? So fittingly, this event usually takes place around Halloween. It fits with Halloween. That's why it's close to Halloween, because it fits with Halloween. Dressing up in costumes
it's similar
and
to
going
the
on a
word
race.
match, the theme
It's similar to match. It's matching.
and mixing.
Dressing up in costumes matches Halloween. So fittingly, it fits the situation. Okay, matches the situation.
Okay, and then next page. Oops.
We don't use fittingly too much, but I do like that word, fittingly. Yes, we should use it more. Use big words when you can.
Okay,
Show
next
off.
one. Obstacles.
Oh, obstacles. Okay, so obstacles. What is obstacles? So obstacles are, if you're running in a sporting event, sometimes they put those high beams up where you have to jump over the chair.
The chair can be
In this case, Mr. Lin, I want to walk towards you, but I can't because Mr. Lin has put an obstacle in my way. And anything that's in your way of getting from one place to another is an obstacle. All right? An obstacle.
And then the last word that we have to explain is, okay, this one, briefcase.
Yeah, briefcase. Okay, well, briefcase is what business people, I don't know if they still use them.
Yes.
I think they do. Business people typically use a briefcase. So you see them, it's like a bag, but it's a rectangle.
And usually in black color.
And it's usually black or brown or something, and it's got locks on it. I wish we had a picture of that, but we don't. Anyway, look it up, briefcase.
Yes.
Maybe you will have one day if you have a job in an office. You put your important paperwork or maybe your laptop computer. It's kind of like a backpack, but it's much fancier than a backpack. You don't wear it on your back, you carry it, okay?
Yes. And below there's 5 questions, and student, you have to go home and try to finish the 5 questions. And unfortunately, we haven't got enough time to go through the 5 questions today.
No. Yeah, we're right at our time limit here.
And this is the words that we just gone through. And now, oops. Okay, I got some picture, and this is actually happened in Hong Kong, and it is in the peak. Okay.
Oh, it's at the peak?
Yeah.
Well, I can't see that. That's funny. Hey, there's a Starbucks. You know, I want to go.
Starbucks. Okay.
And then the silly people dressed up in their flags. So
Different costumes. Okay.
different costumes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wear different costumes, and this.
And there's
from
that
starting-
sedan seat
Yes.
again. So sedan chair race.
And
I think that's the way I like to travel. If I was going to be in a race, I will sit in the chair and you could carry me. This is much better. I like
you
this.
want to
This
be
is-
the one of the
but I'm very heavy, so you know, I think we will lose.
Okay, and
We need a sumo wrestler in my competition.
a very short video clips. Okay, a very old.
If it works.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll have to do it next week because I think we're past our time.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Very old. We don't do this much anymore.
Scouts, Rover Scouts, and Ranger Guides. They make the chairs themselves, and crews of not less than 3, not more than 7, tackle the heavy going of a 3-mile course at Yeovil Park. There were prizes for originality in costume and chair design.
Oh, they get chair design awards
Yeah.
too. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. It looks too hard to me.
And actually, this video clip comes from Britain. Okay.
It
UK.
figures the British, you know, they didn't have much to do back in the early
And
days.
so, sorry that we haven't got the time to show the other video. That is the chair race in Hong Kong, the second chair
Right.
race in Hong Kong, and also another unconventional race,
Unconventional.
Central Rat Race.
Yes, yes, the rat race. Dress up as a rat. They don't look like rats to me,
It's
but
like
that's
Captain
okay.
American.
Captain America.
Okay,
Yeah.
rat is big mouse. Okay.
Yeah,
And also we got a video link and
except I think they eat the big mouse. We can show some of this next time, correct?
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And there are some other crazy races around the world, like the race piggyback,
Taiwan couples.
worldwide carrying championship, and this is very
And
interesting.
it's quite funny.
Yeah, and crazy.
It is. Carry your wife. Ah, yes, the great baby race. This one's funny to watch. They line up their babies and they have to race, but of course, as soon as they start, one of them starts crying.
Yeah. And this I also watched this on the TV report.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't do this one. Very dangerous.
Because the
They
most
roll
dangerous-
down the hill. You can break your arm or break your neck.
Yeah.
Don't
and,
do this one.
And actually, it is a cheese,
Cheese rolling. They
Okay.
pretend they're a block of cheese and roll
There is
down.
a cheese actually. It's
There's the
awesome.
cheese. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a round, big round brick of cheese like a wheel. It looks like a car wheel, and they roll it down. And then the people chase the
Yeah.
cheese, and they fall down the hill as well, as you can see. This guy's already broken his arm, probably.
Yeah. So all those video clips, unfortunately, we cannot show them today. Maybe we do it next week. Okay.
Right. All right.
And so again, sorry,
Homework.
it's your homework. We
Ooh.
still got homework to do. Page 83.
That's not
Okay.
very hard, I don't think.
Yeah,
Only
there-
one.
Yeah, and there are only 5 questions. Easy
Yeah.
to. You just read the task and then you can finish them.
Right.
Okay. And that's all for today. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a good